Welcome one and all to the final installment of the 2023 Wordle Drawings, Wordle-tober, Octordle, whatever it is, the Wordle Drawings for October 2023, where we solve the Wordle and let that be a guide, or at least a starting point to do some daydreaming, some research, some philosophical musing to eventually make some sort of art out of. So especially for this particular drawing that's going on right here, I want to apologize that the solution just set me off on a path and in the end isn't really a good label for the finished drawing. Phony is something that is fake, obviously. And one of the terms that came to my mind was fugazi or fugazi, depending whether or not you're from the Donnie Brasco or the alt-punk tradition. In the movie Donnie Brasco, a fake diamond is called a fugazi, and that fits with phony, and that should have been the end of it, but I kept on thinking, and the reason was that there were no good images that I was coming up with in my mind that I wanted to work with. But when I thought about Fugazi, and particularly about the band that preceded it, Minor Threat, there definitely was a very iconic image, which you can see me drawing here. Now this image is so iconic that it's found its way on a number of punk-related things, including Rancid's and Out Come the Wolves album cover. But anyway, now that we're talking about Minor Threat and Fugazi, and the word being phony, those two things don't go together, because that is about as far from phony as you can get. Now, if a punk band is actually defining and promoting the term straight edge, that is, to embrace a lifestyle without drugs and alcohol and promiscuity, they're really very different from what was happening in the punk scene overall. That is being true to their beliefs, particularly that of Ian MacKaye, the band leader, more or less. Fugazi in particular continued to stay true to their punk roots, so to speak. They would turn down major label contracts, tour opportunities, major sponsorships, to be able to spend more time with their family and to create music that they wanted to create without the interference of other people. And they also would insist on having ticket prices for their concerts that were as low as possible for the music lovers, but also to make just a minor profit. And to me, that's true punk, being true to the punk ethic. And it's really the furthest thing from phony. And the eye, well, there is a story there, but I don't have time to tell the story because this video for this drawing is almost over. But a little bit of mystery, that's a good thing, right? And now for something completely different. For some reason, I started today's Wordle with Monty Python in mind. And my first guess here was larch, which comes from a very helpful bit on how to recognize trees from quite a long way away. the larch being the first and third such shining examples. So when I finally get to the final answer of Grail, well, that was just too much serendipity to ignore. This certainly is not the finest artwork I've done, but it might explain why the search for the Holy Grail was unfruitful. And let this serve as another Easter egg alert. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, say no more. And here we are, the last one, October 31st. I tried something that I hadn't done before, which is using India ink ahead of using charcoal. I was kind of curious how that might look, and yeah, I guess it works. It would have been hard to get the details like this with just charcoal, so I can see it being useful, to get, the nice lines and to keep it all monochromatic. I used some masking tape on this. My idea was I wanted to create some depth with this rain or hail or whatever it is. Some a little bit closer to the foreground, some a little bit further back. I suppose it worked fairly well overall. Before wrapping up completely, I thought I'd do a review of all the drawings from the month. That is it. You've gotten to the end of the Wordle videos for this year. And if you've made it through all of them, well, consider subscribing, leave a comment, and see if there's anything new. And I just want to say thank you very, very much, all of you wonderful, terrific people.